Okay, so how about we try infographics using Pathfinder? So for this, I want to introduce you to freepik.com. Freepik.com has a lot of graphics, so sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. And then it has free items where you are limited per day, and then also it has premium items. Most of the items here are created in Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop. Okay, so we have Photoshop, vectors you'll find Illustrator, and then those vectors, some of them can work even in CorelDRAW. All right, so in case you need some artwork or inspirations, you can come to Freepik. Great. So without that, let me type infographics, and then we see what we get. So there are tons and tons of infographics, and you just need to choose which one you would want to use in particular. Okay, there are very many tons. Okay, so let me just click on this. You can look at it and you see how it looks like. What do you say? Do you think we should recreate this? Okay, so let me just take a snippet and then paste the snippet into my Illustrator, and then we're going to look at it, and then we see which other item we can also create. Okay, I've not talked of shadows, but we shall do it. And then let me look at more infographics. We see what we can get. So there is also this. Okay, I need some infographics where I can do, rather than assembling, where I can do some bit of chopping. Okay, this is also not bad. Nice infographics. Alright, so let me look for infographics where I'll need to do some bit of chopping rather than assembling. This is also not bad. In fact, this can help you. I'm going to use this to show us how we can use the scissor, just for inspiration, that you don't need the pathfinders all the time. Okay, I need one where we can use the pathfinder almost every time. Hope I do get one. Rather than assembling, I can do some bit of chopping. Okay, there are tons and tons of infographics here. Okay, so we do have this, but I already use such kind of infographics, and then we also have this. Okay, this will work. I already use such kind of infographics in when we're doing the shape builder, so I don't want to get a circular one this time around. Also, this can work, but this is the pill that I created. Right. Also, this can work, though it also has some bit of assembling. This can also work. So there are very many and many and many. It's up to you to choose which one you want to use. All right, so with that said, let me go and use what we've already attained, and then we see what results we can come up with. All right, so let's go and do that. So as you see, there are very many choices that you can pick from. Okay, and it's up to you to work it out. Now, this one of numbers, I'll do a sample. I think I'll do an example, but you don't need to force your mind to do it, because I've not thought about typing yet. So we can also do this, and then also this. All right, so let's try to achieve some of them in quick successions. I'll begin with this one because I've promised to show you. Okay, so I think this is, in fact, this is not a perfect ellipse when you look at this, but you can find a way of achieving that shape in different ways. One, you can achieve it by creating a line tool, but let me do something simple here. Okay, so this is one, and then I'm going to make a copy by pressing Alt. Remember, when you press Alt and then you drag and move the other side, you can have another. Right, so I'm going to align them so that they are on the same level. So I go to my align and I make sure that they meet at the center. And then I also want to push this a bit on the left, maybe. Great. So I just want these two parts to intersect from that same position. Okay. I guess I can achieve that or not. Okay, I'll find a way of making that fit. So here we go and get our scissor tool. Then we chop off a part. Okay, so I'm going to chop off that. And then this other side. Okay, it goes like this. Then I'm going to chop off from here. So which means I can get my tool. Then I just delete that part of the arc. I'm also going to just delete that. Okay, then also with this, I'm just going to delete that. So I've just pressed delete. There's nothing much there. Okay. Then all I need to do is join these 2 points. Okay, so I'll try and make the points average at a certain point. So I just need to choose average both. Then I join. Great, it is now one shape. Okay, I've not talked about appearances yet, so I won't waste a lot of time. But there is much more you can do. Okay, so this I'll just give it a white fill here. Then I make a copy, which copy is going to make a white fill on this other side. Just like that. Okay, don't they look alike? Now concerning the gradient, it's a matter of color, but we've not learnt appearances. However, if I come to the gradient I've just applied, you can see that the color goes on changing, and it depends on what you want to give. Okay, I need to select the object to change that, but we are going to learn more about that in the appearances panel. Okay, so you can see I've achieved a bit of that. Then if I get my shape builder tool, no, the width tool, I can even decide to choose how it should behave. Just like that. All right, so we've been able to create that. That didn't need a pathfinder. It's something I talked about. Okay, but for us to create this, we need some bit of the pathfinder. Great, so I'm going to create a rectangle, rounded rectangle. And then this rounded rectangle, okay, I don't need a gradient in that. I need a solid color. Okay, then this can be none, or in fact I can inverse them. So the rounded rectangle is quite bigger than the other shape. So this other can also be a rounded rectangle. It can be a rectangle connected with a cylinder, or sorry, it can be one connected with an ellipse. Okay, so all I have to do, I'm going to subdivide, but I'm going to subdivide twice. Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to achieve this. Great, so I'm going to select both and then I divide. Okay, so when I do divide, what do I have? I'm going to ungroup. Okay, and this other part, I can make it a bit smaller, but that won't give me the right result. So what I'm going to do, So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a rectangle that is a bit smaller. Okay, so you just need the other for reference. That is a bit smaller, and then I'm going to create an ellipse that almost equates that rectangle. Just like that. So I'm going to make a copy of this ellipse because I'm going to need it later. Then I just need to make sure that the rectangle and the ellipse are on the same line. Okay, then using the pathfinder, I can unite them. Okay, so I've united both. Great, so this ellipse, or this, I just needed to have half of it for this part of the shape that you see, okay? It has two semicircles. Okay, so I'm going to go to the scale, okay, by right clicking, and then I choose scale. I'll scale 50% and then I make a copy. Okay, so I also need to scale them down because, okay, they don't need to be, they didn't need to equate to the same size with the original. Okay, I have a slight bend there, but that can be worked on. So I've got a line tool. I've created a line, and I want to make sure that these two align center to center. Then again, I can come and subdivide them. Okay, then I can ungroup, and then I delete the unwanted. So this part is unwanted, the same for this part. Great, so we've already achieved part one. So this inside is just a reflection. It's okay, someone wants to show that this goes on the inside and it's dark. So this is the same as grabbing a rectangle like this, and then you drag the other points. So this point and this point, then you incline them like this. Okay, so of course I need to expand it just like that. Okay, just like that. So I'll just make sure that these are aligned well, so on the same line. Okay, so I think we're done with our infographics. All we need to do is now give it color. So I'm going to give this a different color. Okay, so I'm going to select all of them. First of all, I give them a color. Okay, great. So this must go behind. So remember arrange. Okay, so remember arrange. So you go to object, you choose arrange, then you choose to send to back. All right, so this must have a lighter color. So all of them, I'm going to select them and give them no fill. All right, so this must have a lighter color. Okay, which can be that green. Then this is going to have a darker green like that. And this must go behind. Okay, and also behind again. So this must have some sort of darker, more darker green than the okay. I need to inverse this like this so it doesn't need the fill. Great, so this must go more behind. Okay, like that. Then this is some shade of gray. I do think some shade of gray. And then this again, if you look at this can be this sort of green, and then this can be this shade of green. All right, we've not talked about shadows, but to have that kind of reflection, They are shadows. I'm just going to add them. We're going to talk about them in the appearances, just like that. Okay, then I'm just going to minimize them. So I want to change this to pixels maybe. Okay, so if I go again to drop the shadow, so if I go again to the drop shadow, you can change where the shadow is. Now the shadow is coming both ways because this other side is behind. I want to put it on top. Great. So I think we have our element. So if I add 0, 1 and give it a white fill, okay, then this other side I can have the title in some small remember the color for the title can be this sort of dark green, and then the rest is the explanation from the title, so which I'm going to cover with some Rollem Ipsum. So I just wanted to get a size. So I just wanted to get a size there. So let me create some more Rollem Ipsum like that. And you can give it any color. I don't know what color they give it here. Okay. Great. So we have our first title. So I'm just going to make the copies of the group. And then all I need to do is now just change the color. For example, this can be orange. Okay. Then this can be a darker orange. And then this can be still something darker. And then this copies from this. And this copies from this. And this. And then this copies from this. Okay, there we go. We've created some infographics easily. And there's more infographics. And there's more infographics if we look ahead. So there's this. How do you create this? Okay, so let's go ahead and create that. Okay, so that looks like a pentagon, a hexagon. Is it a pentagon? So remember, we need to press up to get our sides. Okay, I don't know how many there were. Maybe there weren't that many. So let me double check. Okay. And then if I bring a rectangle, okay, I needed to put it upright. And then if I bring a rectangle, I change its color. Okay, I just need to put the other upright, I think. I don't know which one is the best. Okay, so let me just try to align. Okay, let me hope I have achieved that on this other side. All right, so next thing you know, we're going to be uniting. All right, so next thing you know, we're going to be uniting, just like that. Then we do have corners. Okay, I just want to delete this point because okay, just to put it right, but it's not necessary for you. So we do have 1, 2, 3 corners. Okay, I just wanted to round off the corners. Okay, so I do have also a blip here. Let me just put that off. Okay, so we do have 3 corners, that, this, and this, and I'm going to round off like that, just to make sure that it looks a bit curved. Then the bottom, I've not worked on it, just to make sure that it's a bit curved. Then the bottom, I've not worked on it. Okay, the bottom is as simple as flipping this. Okay, I've tried to rotate it, but you just go to transform and then you choose reflect and then you choose upside down. Okay, so I'll align both of these so that they are in the same. Okay, then no, I don't need to center them. Great. So I select both and then I choose to unite them. Now at the bottom, I just carve this out so that it has a sharp bottom, just like in the demo. Then what I need now, I need to create this rounded section kind of. So what I need is to create an ellipse. So I create a big ellipse. I'm going to give it a different color, and this ellipse will cross intersect the other side, just like that. Then if I select all of them, then I choose to divide. It means I can ungroup, and then I delete the unwanted part, and the wanted part is the remainder, which I can give white. Okay, so let me double check. What do we have? Okay, so at most it is given a shadow. Okay, so I'll go to the Pathfinder, I'll go to, and then give it a drop shadow. There we are. What do we have? Okay, so what more? There's this sort of lines. Those sort of lines are not so relevant for the moment because it's just lines. And those lines, okay. These lines can be created. So and given a lighter opacity. Okay, there we go. We've created our infographics. All right, let's meet in the other videos. Please do not forget to rate us.